In today's video, guys, I want to talk to you about day trading options and scalping and your rules, your risk to reward. I watch a lot of traders on YouTube show you guys these great strategies, and they are great, I promise you. But then I stop and think, when I look at the average trader, can their eyes see what we're seeing after we've been trading for 6, 7, 8, 9 years? And I just don't believe it can. So my advice to you is, when you see it, trade one contract, trade two contracts. Don't trade more than 5 contracts, depending on the size of your account. Set your stop loss tight. Set it tight. I'm talking about 1 bar tight. If you lose it, don't trade again. Go journal that trade. Sit back and see how was your heart rate? How was your vision? How did your hands feel? What were you thinking? What made you take that entry? Why did you exit? You need to sit down and understand how your trades actually work and how you can adjust little things. It might be as simple as taking a deep breath. It might be as simple as not trading for a couple of days and watching the market to see what it does. Sometimes you need to do more research than trading. You need to do more analytics than you do trading, because it's like that old saying, measure 10 times and cut once. Imagine looking at the market for 4 or 5 or 10 days and getting a full $1 move on an options play, and you got 100 contracts. Let that sink in. A 10-cent move is going to get you $1,000. So you get that $1, look where you at. And mess around and get more than that. See, that's the thing. You got to look at scaling. That's why I don't focus on it that much, because the only way to scale is to already be consistent. If you're already consistent, then scaling is easy, because you know what your loss potential and your profit potential is really going to be. Now, it's not going to be, 100% correct, but you know how to keep your stop loss. Your stop loss don't really change because you change the size of your contracts, if you really want to know. I'll tell somebody who has a small account and got 1 contract, you can do whatever you want to with that. You should not be using that much of your capital with a small account anyway. But if you have 10 contracts or 100 contracts, keep that stop loss right where it is, because it's your consistency. Everything you do in your rules is bringing discipline and consistency. And I would advise anyone, let me not say advise, this is not financial advice, but it would definitely behoove you, as we used to say in the military, to take the time to go over the charts multiple times a day. Because one of the things that I've noticed as well, even with myself, sometimes we know so much, we have so much information, we go into overload. And we think, oh, it's a guarantee. It's not. It's not a guarantee. So what you want to do is you want to analyze those charts. Go sit back. Don't trade for a whole week. Don't trade for a whole week and just watch. And in your heart of hearts, you're going to say, oh, I'm missing moves. I'm missing moves. But then you're going to come back next week and you see the same stuff going on, because there's money in the market every day to be made. That's why you're supposed to be trying to not be a perfectionist, but you're supposed to be a disciplined trader, and you're supposed to be a consistent trader. You get paid to be consistent. You don't get paid to trade. You get paid to be consistent in your trades, because you can trade every day. You can go trade every day and give all of your money back. Give it back to the market, or give it to the market, I should say. But you get paid to be consistent and to follow rules. So follow them. It's not that hard. The hard part of trading is to keep your discipline to the point where you start realizing when you wake up, you're doing the same thing. Repetition. You're doing the same thing every day. Your entries are similar. Your exits are similar. Because why did you take that entry? What were the things that you saw and that happened that made you say, oh, taking an entry? What happened to make you take that exit? It's that simple, guys. I say it all the time to people and they laugh at me. The hardest thing in the world to do and the easiest thing in the world to do are the same thing. And most people will never grasp the concept. It's nothing. The hardest thing for everybody to do is nothing. And the easiest thing to do is nothing. It's really that. Think about it. You use your brain and think about it. The hardest thing for you to do in trading is to sit on your hands and do nothing, because you see all that money sitting there. But the easiest thing for you to do is not hit that button. and do nothing. Try it for a little while. That's how you get control of your emotions. You going into trades is going to make you excited if you're an excitable person. But you holding yourself back and saying, okay, I'm not taking anything today. I'm just going to see what the market looks like for this week on a Monday, on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, on a Thursday, on a Friday. You keep on going. And then eventually you're going to be so calm because you have nothing on the line. You're going to start seeing certain things that happen on these days. Oh, when this pattern starts out, I can see this. I can see this extension or continuation or reversal. I see the volume profile on this one. When it did this, this is what I saw, and I would have taken an entry. But you don't take it. Wait. Just wait. Find you that one day where you catch that trend. You catch a trend day, and you catch it early on, and you catch a whole trend. You catch it running down or running up, and you mess around and get you $300, $400, $500 on one contract. You're gonna start realizing what the big moves are. If you're a scalper like myself, I'm a scalper, and I tell people you got to know what you are though. You can't be a scalper and you're trying to catch these long trends. The two are not going to mix because you're going to be trying to catch a trend every day. And trust me, it's not doing that. So you're going to be losing more than you're going to be winning, but you're going to be losing big losses unless you keep the stop loss tight. If you're going to keep that stop loss tight, you might be all right. And when you catch that trend, you go, oh, buddy, ride them, cowboy. Ride them. But, back to your rules, your risk reward, keeping that stop loss tight, keeping your emotions in check, and just studying more than you're trying to participate. You have to study every day. You can take a day or two here, but you need to be in this game. You need to be doing something that is making you better on how to analyze the charts, on analyzing. Some of you don't need to be day traders, by the way. Some of you really should just be investors or swing traders. I'm not a good swing trader, and I'm telling you, hey, listen, if you're horrible at day trading, you can keep going. Eventually, you're going to catch it if you put in the work. But you also may want to look at, are you better at swing trading? Are you better at a 2, 3, 4 week hold? Are you better at holding for a couple of months? Do you have the capital to do that? Or are you a long-term investor? Should you be dollar cost averaging in over time, just buying shares and building your portfolio? You have to ask yourself all these questions because the truth is there's no one size fits all in the market. If you meet someone and they day trade, swing trade, scalp, long-term invest, and they got all this stuff going on, I can just about guarantee you that somewhere in there, one of those skill sets they are losing at, maybe 2 or 3 of them, because your mind is not going to grasp all of those concepts and be perfect at it. It's not going to be anywhere near perfect at it because the market ain't going to let you do it. The market wants the money back. If you have never heard that before, you heard it today. The market wants the money back, and you are so eager to give it back, and you don't even know it. So, take your time, be patient with yourself, and ask the right questions, and you will become a profitable trader. Make it a great day, guys. You're one trade away.